the Boston Red Sox are once again right in the middle of major trade buzz, and if the latest reports are any indication, the front office could be preparing for a blockbuster move that might reshape the entire infield before the 2026 season fully gets underway. As spring training continues and teams across Major League Baseball evaluate their rosters, Boston's leadership is reportedly keeping a close eye on the trade market for a high-impact infielder who could provide both power and defensive stability. The Red Sox entered this offseason with a clear objective: improve the balance of their lineup and strengthen the infield after missing out on several major free agent targets. According to multiple recent reports, the club has been connected to a number of infield options and remains open to a big trade if the right opportunity presents itself. One of the biggest reasons for this situation is what happened earlier in the offseason when Boston attempted to pursue several marquee hitters but ultimately came up short in the free agent market. Losing out on top options forced the Red Sox to shift their strategy toward the trade market, where they believe they may find a better fit for their roster needs. The organization wants a right-handed bat with power who can also handle the defensive responsibilities of the infield. With Fenway Park favoring certain types of hitters, Boston's front office believes adding the right infielder could dramatically change the dynamics of their offense in 2026. That is why the rumor mill has been heating up around potential trade talks involving several notable names across the league. One player who continues to appear in speculation surrounding Boston is Houston Astros infielder Isaac Paredes. Industry insiders have suggested that the Red Sox could be one of the most logical landing spots if the Astros decide to move him, especially because Boston is still searching for additional power in the lineup. Paredes has established himself as a productive hitter capable of hitting for power while playing multiple infield positions. Reports indicate that a potential deal could even involve Boston sending an outfielder the other way, which would help solve another issue the team currently faces: an overcrowded outfield. Right now, the Red Sox roster features several talented outfielders competing for everyday playing time. Jarren Duran, Wiley Abreu, Cedin Rafaela, and Roman Anthony all project as major contributors, which has created a situation where Boston may have more starting caliber outfielders than available spots. Because of that, analysts believe the Red Sox could use one of those players as a trade chip to upgrade another area of the roster. In particular, Duran has frequently been mentioned as a possible centerpiece in trade discussions because of his strong 2025 performance and the value he could bring to another organization. But the story doesn't stop there. The Red Sox have already made some moves to reshape the infield during the offseason. The team acquired Caleb Durbin in a deal earlier this year, and he is expected to play a significant role at third base. Meanwhile, veteran shortstop Trevor Story remains a key part of the lineup, while young prospects and versatile infielders such as Marcelo Mayer, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, and Andrew Monasterio could rotate at second base depending on performance and matchup situations. Even with those pieces in place, Boston's front office is reportedly still exploring upgrades that could push the team into true contender status in the American League. Another factor driving these rumors is the Red Sox's desire to add more consistent power to their batting order. While the team has several talented hitters, analysts believe the lineup still lacks a reliable middle-of-the-order presence capable of producing 25 to 30 home runs a season. That's why a player like Paredes, who has already shown the ability to hit for power while maintaining solid plate discipline, continues to draw attention in trade discussions. Fenway Park's unique dimensions could potentially boost his offensive numbers even further, making him an intriguing fit if the Red Sox decide to pursue a deal seriously. Interestingly, not everyone believes Boston absolutely needs to make a blockbuster move. Some analysts argue that the Red Sox already have a strong foundation in the infield thanks to emerging talent and recent acquisitions. They point out that prospects such as Marcelo Mayer could take a significant step forward this season, potentially giving the team the internal improvement it needs without sacrificing valuable assets in a trade. In fact, several observers have suggested that Boston's infield could quietly become one of the team's strengths if these young players develop as expected. Still, baseball fans know that front offices rarely ignore opportunities to improve their roster, especially when a team believes it can compete for a playoff spot. With the American League becoming increasingly competitive, Boston may feel pressure to make a bold move sooner rather than later. Rival teams have been aggressively upgrading their rosters, and the Red Sox do not want to fall behind in the race for postseason contention. That's why the trade rumors continue to swirl as spring training unfolds and teams evaluate which players might become available in the coming weeks. Another interesting layer to this situation is how Boston's lineup could evolve throughout the 2026 season depending on injuries, performance, and roster flexibility. For example, if certain players struggle early in the year or if the team finds itself needing more offensive production, the front office could accelerate trade discussions and attempt to land a proven infielder before the trade deadline. Conversely, if younger players like Mayer or other prospects break out, the Red Sox may decide to hold on to their assets and focus on internal development instead. That uncertainty is exactly what makes this storyline so fascinating for fans and analysts alike. From a strategic perspective, Boston's front office appears to be keeping its options open. They are monitoring potential trade candidates across the league while also evaluating how their current roster performs during the early part of the season. If the team believes it is just one piece away from becoming a legitimate contender, then a blockbuster deal for a top infielder could quickly become a reality. On the other hand, if the lineup shows enough promise internally, the Red Sox may decide that patience is the smarter move. Either way, the possibility of a major trade remains very much alive. For Red Sox fans, this situation represents both excitement and uncertainty. On one hand, the idea of adding a powerful infielder through a trade could transform the offense and provide the kind of impact bat that changes games. On the other hand, any major deal would likely require Boston to part with a valuable player or prospect, which always carries a certain level of risk. Balancing those two factors is the challenge facing the Red Sox front office as they navigate the 2026 season. What makes this storyline even more intriguing is the timing. With opening day approaching and teams finalizing their rosters, trade discussions often intensify as clubs identify areas where they need immediate help. Boston has the flexibility, talent, and motivation to pursue a deal if the right opportunity arises. That combination is exactly why analysts believe the Red Sox could still be one of the most active teams in the trade market this year. So the big question now is simple: will the Red Sox pull the trigger on a blockbuster trade for a top infielder, or will they trust the roster they already have in place? At the moment, the answer remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The Boston Red Sox are watching the trade market very closely, and if the right player becomes available, they could make a move that sends shockwaves through Major League Baseball. And that's where I want to hear from you, Red Sox Nation. Do you think Boston should go all in and trade for a star infielder, or should the team stick with its current roster and trust the young talent already in the organization? Drop your thoughts down in the comments because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this update and want more Red Sox news, trade rumors, and insider analysis throughout the 2026 season, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button because it really helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you the latest Boston Red Sox coverage all season long. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay tuned because if a blockbuster trade really does happen, you know we'll be here breaking it all down the moment the news drops.